After a long enough relationship with PJ, when we're getting ready to take it seriously, I was just about to tell my parents, and I'd already agreed to getting married to him. I just started having doubts in myself, and I asked him a question. I said, "Do you think I'm ready? How do you know I'm ready?" Of course, he's not me, so he wouldn't know. But I asked him that question. I said, because I don't feel ready. At the time, I was quite young, and I thought I was thinking to myself that this is too early to be married. Like, I feel like there's so much I need to know and learn ahead, And one of the things he told me was that it's up to me to know whether I'm ready or not. That's the first thing. The second thing he said was that the experiences you have and the things that have brought you to where you are now, that we're even having this conversation, are enough for you to know whether you're ready or not. And so that gave me some kind of, and the experience is just like, babysitting, taking care of nieces and nephews and all of that. Those things, see, you take them lightly, but they're serious. So I got convinced that, yes, I can actually stay with a baby and the baby will not die. I can watch over toddlers and they will not drink poison. Like, I'm ready to be married, And so I had a bit of confidence. So I was able to tell my dad. And that was the final, what would I call it? The final affirmation I needed to know whether or not I was ready. So I was actually secretly waiting for my dad to say no. And so the first conversation, like, I'd not even finished, and my dad was like, "You want to marry Abi? When are they coming?" Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lade Olabi. Thank you for joining me today. We're back shooting Wife in Waiting, and I want to thank you guys for your love. Although I've been away, thank you for understanding. I love you so much. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to know when you're ready. How to know when you're ready. I said something on the 1st of September, and that video I made, I talked about how in this month, all the Wife in Waiting episodes are going to be really practical. Just in case you're watching this video and you don't know what I'm talking about, when I say Wife in Waiting, you can see on my shirt. So we started a series a while ago, and the series is based off of Proverbs chapter 18, verse 22, that says that he that finds a wife finds a good thing. The person is finding a wife. So you're already a wife before you are found, right? So this whole series is just talking about what to do and how to prepare and all the things that you should know before you find your king man. Yeah? So on today's episode, how do you know when you're ready? Like I like to do on Faith Friday episodes, I like to define the terms. And the main terms here is marriage and being ready. So yes, how do you define marriage? The dictionary defines it as the union of two people. But, as believers, we know that marriage is a covenant, marriage is a commitment, marriage is a choice, marriage is life, because it's for life, right? And so this video is not necessarily talking about how to prepare for your wedding, because I know some of you have PhD in wedding preparation. You have gone for, maybe if you are like 25 years old, you have gone for like 50 weddings. You have done Ashwebi for like 100 people. You know what to do. You know the vendors. You even have a list of, you're not an event planner, but you have vendors on your phone. You know what colors, you know how the trends are changing, and so this video is not about that. And so you can be ready for a wedding, right? But you're not an event planner. This here, we're preparing you for marriage. A wedding is an event, it's just one day, but marriage is what happens after you guys say I do, after everybody's done eating rice and they're already moving on to the next rice that they want to eat. So why is it important that you focus or learn or care about whether or not you are ready? Why is it important? The first reason is because marriage is a lifelong commitment. It's not something that you can just say, let me do tinini tonono, let me put my leg in, and if it's not good, I run out. The world has given us that impression, and it's something that it just saddens me, because I know that that's the agenda of the devil, that it's okay. Any small thing like this. Why can you press toothpaste like this? I'm no more doing. Why would you leave the lights on when we're sleeping? I'm no more doing. And so over the years, people have trivialized this union and this commitment of marriage that is now like a contract where once I don't like, you've not kept your side of the bargain, even if you're human and you can make mistakes, then I'm out. Well, it does not work that way. And that's why you need to prepare. You need to be ready. And you need to know when you're ready, because sometimes you might not be a bad person. You might not even be a bad wife, but you're just not ready. There's so many things that require time, require for you to prepare and take your time. There's something about this whole marriage thing. You're never going to be 100% ready. In fact, inside the marriage, you are still getting ready, because it's a journey. So the wedding day is the day you pack your bags and you start the road trip for life. So if you understand that it's for life, then you know that it's important to get ready, right? The whole period of marriage, you're going to be learning and learning and learning. But there's just some things that you must know. And so I'll get into how you can prepare, right? Another reason why it's important is because more often than not, your salvation depends on it. There's nothing that will test your salvation like marriage. You might be a saved sister, spirit coco, speaking in tongues. I've seen this happen time and time again. And then you marry somebody. When the Bible says don't be unequally yoked, it doesn't necessarily mean don't marry an unbeliever. It's even deeper than that. Even in the believerhood, pardon my Christianology, even in the house of God, there are different levels when it comes to spirituality and relationship with God and stuff. It's not by rababao, people that are jumping around in church. And that's why you need time to get to know this person. But that person who is supposed to be your head should even be your head spiritually. You should be able to look up to the person. He should inspire you in his prayer life, his word, how he studies the word. He should be able to inspire you. It's not that you will not marry, you are not that, honey, let's pray now. It will be very frustrating. So your salvation really depends on it. It's important that you care about getting ready, or whether or not you are ready, right? Before you make that very important decision of marriage. It's very important because your salvation can depend on it. Last but not the least, I just want to share 3 points. The last one is that it assures you of staying through. So when you prepare, there's an extent you prepare to that gives you enough information, enough knowledge to know that things would happen. And so when those things happen, they don't surprise you. So you are assured that, okay, I can stay through. And when you stay and the things iron out, then it will get better along the way. So not that when you have your first major fight with your husband, you're just like, I thought you loved me. I had those periods in our first year of marriage, just right after the time when PJ's leave was expired and he had to go back to work. At some point, I really thought that he was against me and his plan in life was to destroy me because... and one of the things that I used to remember that I wish I had at that time was the gift of reading minds. He would just not talk to me, and in my head, I would think, he's thinking that I did something wrong. I always made everything about me, and most times he was probably just thinking about something he needed to do at work or at church or, all of those things. So if I wasn't ready, it would have been worse. If I wasn't ready, I would have gotten maybe my parents involved. I'd have started crying. I would have, but I was able to stay through. And as time went on, it worked out. It's working out. It's working out nicely. So yes, now to the crux of the matter. How do you know that you're ready? How do you know? How can you tell if you're ready? So it's not by age. It's not by how old you are. I got married at a really young age, and I know people who have gotten married younger than I have. I also know people who have gotten married older than I have and left quickly because it was kind of like a sign that they were not necessarily ready before they made that decision. So how do you know? How do you know that you're ready? The first sign of knowing that, I think I'm ready now, is that you have peace about that decision. You have peace about that decision. You might have contradictory thoughts like I did at the time when I was making that decision. But generally speaking, I had more peace. So those things, when they come up, I'll just address them like, what about this? What about this? What about this? The doubts were very little, but the peace was like a river. So peace, that's one of the signs. That's how to know that you're ready for marriage. Another point is knowing that you live ready. That's how you... So not waiting for a final readiness, right? Just knowing that there is a readiness that is enough. being sure that how much you have prepared is okay and that you are ready to learn in the marriage, because you will continue learning forever. I hope that point is clear. Knowing that the readiness is a process. So when you get to that understanding that I'm actually never going to be 100% ready, but whatever percent that I am now, I'm comfortable with it, and I'm confident that I can move on with this big decision. Another way that you know that you are ready is asking people in your life. I asked PJ, I asked my dad. PJ is the one that wants to marry now, so of course he will say, I'm ready. But I asked my dad, and one of the things he said that I would never forget in my life, he said, because I was actually pretty upset. I was like, you didn't even say no. You didn't even give me a hard time. He said, I've invested too much in you to make the wrong decision. And that kind of gave me a little fear about myself. Like, that means I'm ready for life now. And it's not about what daddy says or what mommy says. Because you're going to go through a lot of things in your marriage that you're not going to be able to call mommy and daddy. And even if you call them, if they are wise enough, they shouldn't be interfering. So, yes, ask people that you look up to, your role models, your spiritual parents. I didn't have to ask too many people. Like I said, my own was just a tiny doubt. But if the doubt is much and you're worried, am I ready? Am I actually ready? Then ask people around you and they'll tell you. And I hope they tell you the truth. Last but not the least, are you a help? Are you a help? A wife, right, is a help suitable for her husband. Are you able to help? Are you able to help somebody with an assignment? What do you have to offer? What do you have on the table? If you're confident that you can help somebody fulfill their destiny, like you have something to offer, then you can go ahead with the decision. So those are the ways that you can know that you are ready for marriage. If you're able to do some of these things that I've shared in this video, some of the benefits is that you go into it with no fear, right? Like I said, you have more peace and there'll be no fear. You'll be ready for the commitment. See, the commitment of marriage is scary, understandably so. But you'll be ready to go into that commitment. You would be at a place where in your mind, which is a very important place, in your mind. So it's not really about body. Some people are killing themselves. Oh, I must be size this before my wedding day. My wedding dress must be size this. It's not really about body, right? It's about the soul. The soul. Your mind, is your mind ready? Because that's what will keep you. Your body can break down. You can have an accident. Different things can happen. It's not about the body. The body is important. There's an episode in this September that I'm going to be talking about preparing for marriage, and I'm going to speak about your body, your physical, actual body. But in getting ready, in knowing whether or not you are ready for that decision, it's your mind. It's your mind, right? So your mind will be ready for that commitment. And last but not the least, benefit is that you will not be easily discouraged when things happen. Because once you enter into it with peace, once you enter into it knowing that you are ready, when something happens, it's not going to come as, oh my God, all hell has broken loose. No, you will know and you'll be able to just glide through. Now that we've come to the end of this video, I want you to ask yourself whether or not you are ready for marriage. Do you have peace about it? Are you ready to make that commitment? Have you asked people around you if there's any doubts? Do you think you're ready? There's some people that are old but are not ready. They still have a lot of work to do. Be sure to ask somebody that can tell you the truth. And if you are shocked by their response, like if they tell you, I don't think you're ready for marriage, be open enough to take their criticism and say, what happened? So you don't wish well for me, Abi, what happened? And they should be able to tell you reasons why they think you're not ready. And those reasons should be pointers as to what you need to work on. For some of the ladies, it's character. For some ladies, it's personal hygiene. For some ladies, it's the way they talk, maybe their attitude. So yes, ask yourself that question and stay ever learning. This readiness, I said, it happens before, it happens in it, and through it, throughout the marriage we're learning. That's all I have on today's episode of Faith Friday. I hope it has blessed you. I'm very grateful for your love. Thank you for commenting. And I'm just grateful for what God is doing through the Wife in Waiting series. If you don't follow me on social media, my name is Lade Owolabi across social media platforms. So please do well to follow me. If you need to contact me, my email will be on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, don't forget to be the best version of you. Bye.